Today I left my lower voice behind to change the subject a bit. Let's get more personal, shall we? You know, when I was a kid, back in the 90s, I loved playing Tekken 3, a fighting game released on PlayStation 1. I felt like I was pretty good at it, and I was beating all my friends almost every time. Then, one day, one of my friends brought his cousin. He was a couple of years older than us and lived in another country, and he was there for summer holidays. He destroyed me with several long combos, you know, the kind that you see only in practice. And no matter how long I tried, no matter how long I trained, I couldn't beat him. That was the day I met that guy for the first time. And I met him in several other occasions in my life. For example, when I was 13, I was the one getting chosen to raid in World of Warcraft. When I was 15, he was better than me at playing guitar. When I was 17, he was the one winning the music contest and I arrived second. And in my 20s, he already had planned his life perfectly, while I was bouncing left and right to find my way. And now, in my 30s, he's getting his 4th promotion in his remote job, he's getting his big car, with which he carries his perfect family and his perfectly trained golden retriever to some expensive vacation. I know you also met him, because that guy was and still is in each of our lives. It's like a ghost that haunts us, and we didn't ask for it. Still, we cannot stop comparing ourselves to him. So, what now? Shall I continue with a big positive moral where I tell you that there is a universal balance? Because, I'll tell you, I honestly do not think that's true. Life is not made of talent points where we all get the same amount. It's more like, I don't know if you played Dungeons and Dragons, where people throw the dice for stats. You get lucky or you don't. And what's worse is that you don't even control your own life completely. Somebody else can make it better or worse for you. If I was doing one of my Matrix videos, I would say something like, and that is a bitter pill to swallow. But this is another concept, so I'll say this. It's shit. It feels like we're playing a rigged game. And not only that, but we spent half of our life staring at that guy's screen, obsessed with the fact that the dude is winning. This obsession is a personal prison, and it's not him building it, it's us. So why do we keep building it? Ignorant as I am, I decided to search the psychology behind it. I actually found something interesting that I wanted to share with you. The first one is the halo effect, or halo effect. I don't know, people are going to criticize my accent anyway.
Halo.
So, the halo effect, not the game, and not the band. Think of it as a mental shortcut, where we assume that because somebody has an impressive quality, everything else about them is also impressive. Think about that guy. He's attractive, so we assume he's successful. He is rich, so we think that he's also confident and smart. His success in one area gives us the illusion of perfection in anything else. Our brain connects dots that aren't there, just because it's easier than accepting a complicated reality. We aren't judging the real person. We're judging a perfected version of him we created. And talking about perfection, let's talk about that guy for a second, because he's not real. He's a Frankenstein's monster created from several guys. That guy was Gary once, then he was Dave, then Bob, and other fictitious names that I'm making up on the spot because I'm from Italy and people are not called like that there. Most of us end up comparing ourselves to the best qualities of several people. This is the thing we cannot win. But the problem is that we love to compare ourselves to others. let me introduce you to the social comparison theory. Yay! That's the idea that humans evaluate their worth when comparing it to somebody else's. We are competitive by nature. Now, take the last 20 years, and what do we have? Social media. And what happens there? People always smile, are always happy, are always pretty, always traveling. And we watch the feed from our one-bedroom apartment at 2 a.m. before starting our 12-hour shift at 6 a.m. and we think we are worthless.
Okay.
See, that's the problem right there. It's like comparing a movie trailer to a 3 hours long behind-the-scene documentary about you. The movie trailer is specifically made to draw people to them. They are snappy, they got explosions, they are epic, and they include all the best part of a film. Then there is you, and you have watched that documentary once too many times. It shows all the mistakes, lazy days, fear, panic attacks, and sometimes, yes, a win. This documentary isn't edited and you are familiar with it. Internet has brought us together for good and bad. I stopped using social media 8 years ago, and I'm not missing Paul from New York that struck a deal with Universal. I'm not missing Arnold that decided to stop his 9-to-5 job and now fixes houses to then sell them for a fortune. Yeah, I make YouTube videos, so I cannot really escape social media myself, but hey, at least I don't get to feel like shit every time I check my phone. Oh, and you know what helped me? Realizing that at some point in my life, I was actually that guy for somebody else. Yeah, go figure. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Me? But man, I'm a mess. But don't forget, people get to see only your movie trailer. That time that you beat Dark Souls for the first time. Yeah. That guy did it already 16 times hitless. But Jimmy over there is still stuck at the gargoyles. And that time you got a job you thought you didn't deserve because you feel like an imposter since the moment you're born. And that guy is actually your boss. But Jimmy over there is still stuck at writing a cover letter. For Jimmy, you are that guy. So, let's finally get to a point. Learn to like yourself. You cannot avoid comparisons, right? We saw that before. So, what about comparing yourself to your past self? And most of the time, you'll be surprised by how far you've come. Oh, and by the way, to all those guys in my life, my neighbor is now a pony. Yeah, bit that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to share who's that guy for you now. And I'll see you in the next one.